a lot more to get through, everybody. We do have, I don't know if you like giveaways. Still have giveaway. Actually, so Kim here is a voice actress, right? Yes, and actually I want to know a little bit about how you got involved with Star Citizen.
Well, that's a great question. So my husband, Nate, he is actually the lead producer of E Studios, and he got into Star Citizen back when the pandemic started, in 2020. Just it was like a creative outlet, and he came up with a wonderful idea of, creating movies in the world of Star Citizen, and some of you are already familiar with Machinima. And he asked me if I would voice one of his lead characters, and her name's Ava Huxley, and she's kind of like our baby. And yeah, we've created a different series based on her. One series called Overclocked. Has any of you guys heard of Overclocked? Yay! And then there's another one called Huxley Group. So if you're not familiar with E Studios or Machinima, check it out. It's on E Studios on YouTube.
And we actually have a session about that later today.
Absolutely, yeah. He's going to go all into the magic of Machinima and how he does it.
There was a recent great amount of news when it came to SAG-AFTRA and the voice actors strike. I have a lot of friends that have been struggling, like seriously struggling because of the strike. A good friend of mine, he's the voice of Raiden in the video games, as well as Knuckles, Sonic, Knuckles, as well as the voice actor that did Release the Kraken. So his name is Dave B. Mitchell, one of my good cigar buddies in LA. And I have so many other voice actor friends because I lived in LA for 10 years. It was really hard to see that whole strike just prolong itself. But because Star Citizen is somewhat adjacent to the overall bigger video game industry, when you have indie titles, stuff like that, they weren't needing to adhere to all the strike things. So it was games like Star Citizen that could still hire voice actors and do things because it wasn't technically under the SAG-AFTRA strike thing. So it's great that we're able to support stuff like that, being a crowd-funded game. And the world is changing, with AI, which was a big topic of that. AI can be used as a great tool to improve certain things, or it can be abused and suddenly everybody's out of work. All right? So that's my take on it. It wasn't scripted. I can, get on the script, or I can tell you about TPS reports. So we start with the giveaway first before we do the things. We have so much stuff to give away, so we're just gonna fit it in the schedule. Just shove it in there. We have Nick at Night, if you want to come up on stage. And then we also have Galactica coming up as well. I also want Commander Fran to join us up on stage, and we're going to talk about some things. And serious fun as well. We're just going to have all kinds of people up on stage here. All right? So, Nick, please give these people something that they would want.
So, alright, hey guys. Alright, we need to amp up after lunch. I get it. It's been a great session. I'm fed. It's cold, it's warm. So, who's ready for some giveaways?
Let's go!
So, I would like Galactica. She's got a question. First person to come up and answer this correctly is going to win something.
Yes.
I have a microphone. Greetings, citizens! Alright, I think we need to start things off here with a bang. So I'm ready to give away an F7C MK2.
Super Hornet.
Ooh, Super Hornet. For anybody who can answer this question correctly, if you think you know the answer, come up to the front of the stage, and then we'll see who can get it right. All right, the question is, in the original F7C MK1 commercial, what was the pilot sent out to retrieve?
Look at this, we got people. Hold on, line here. 1, 2.
Wait, he came up first, so I'm gonna have you go on this side.
Okay.
Okay. All And your answer is?
Ice cream.
You are correct.
Damn. Nice.
I thought it
Nice.
was going to be at least 2 or 3 people.
Me too.
All right. So, we have a couple games for you guys today. So, if you want to pull up the wheel, we're going to pull out 4 names to play a game that we've come up with. All right? It's going to test your knowledge about in-game items and things and lore and history. So, let's give her a spin. Let's go, guys. Who are we pulling up first? Gonna come on wheel. Spin out the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
Who do we pick? 231. Get your coins out.
Not us.
Yeah? Hey, we got somebody. Come on down. You're the first contestant on what we are calling quantum bid. All right, let's spin it again. So hide slice and play again.
Spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel. Next time I will build one. It'll be massive. Yeah, come on stage. Yeah, come up on
We're
stage.
gonna have you guys sit on one of these chairs here.
It's
It is kind of like a dating sim.
235. Point 235.
We're starting a dating app.
Nice. Yep, take a seat. All
Looks like it's dudes dating dudes.
Play again. I do this 2 more times. I'm hitting gold though. I like this. 200 seems safe.
But the good news is everybody who's on stage is guaranteed to win something.
Exactly. 167. 167. Going once. Going twice.
167.
Spin it again. How's it feel to be up here? Yeah. These chairs are quite comfortable. You wouldn't think at first glance, but
130. Come on up. One more, right?
130. Somebody. Oh, perfect. Yep. Let's spin it one more time. Yeah. See, guys, if you get excited,
Let's go.
144. Let's go.
all right. Very cool. All right. So as Galactic mentioned, you guys have all won something. Now, what you're going to win will depend on the game we're about to play. So I'm going to pull up the slides. It's not a presentation if I don't have a slide deck to go through. So this is going to be the top 10 things of why we need escalators instead of elevators. They seem to be the final boss of CIG. So pull up our slides. All right, the game's called Quantum Bid. So we have 4 contestants that are all here. They've been randomly selected by the wheel, not ranked at all. Each round, we're going to ask you about an item in the game, whether it's a ship or an inventory item or a weapon, and you guys have to guess how much this costs in game with UEC. Yeah, I know. I bet you if we asked you how much this costs on the store, you'd be like, oh, down to the penny. That's why we did this. So the closest without going over wins.
Price is right.
Yes, exactly. Price is right in the Star Citizen. I have 4 cards here, or 3 cards here. So whoever wins will come up, you'll get to draw, see what you want. Sound good? All right, let's go to the first one. What are we playing against? Oh, get another one. Round 1. So we have an F7C or an MK2. So I'm going to start with you. Second. What is your bid? Put that thinking is higher! 2150. All right, 2.15 million. Got you. Contestant number 2. 1.875 million. Okay. Contestant number 3. First bid was 2,150,000. Yep. 2,200,000. Remember, one UEC is an option. What about you? Final guess. 2.8. All right.
Do we want to see which one the audience thinks it's going to be?
Yeah, what do we think, guys?
All right, let's go to the audience.
You're going one UEC.
Okay, the first one is
2,100,000.
2.15 million. Okay, 2.15 million. Give me a rumor if you think it's that.
Higher.
No, okay. Let me see your thumb.
Oh,
187.
Higher.
220? Is that 220?
2.2 million.
2.2.
And 2.8.
2.8. Those are the four options.
I got
2.8.
I can tell. The actual retail price is 4,895,100 UEC. So our 2.8 winner, you are the closest. So, stand up, stand up. All right, you get to pick from one of these three things and tell us what you want. Ooh, all right, what you get?
Monster Tech Mountain.
Nice. She got some apps from Monster Tech. That's really nice. And again, thank you to our sponsor, Monster Tech, for bringing those out. We will get your address and we will ship these to you. Yes, that's huge. All right, thank you. Thank you for playing.
I don't know what it is.
Don't worry, we still have another
I'm guessing it must be computer hardware.
All right. Back to our slides. What's our next item for bid? I feel like without the and now it's a new car. We're kind of missing out on a hover quad.
Yeah.
Contestant number 1. What is your bid?
275. 270. 275K. About what?
Don't laugh, you'll get the other one.
Oh, it's joystick mounts.
400.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. What about contestant number 2? 150. Contestant number 3. 151. So we had 450K.
450.
Lower.
Yeah, 150.
150. 131.
No, 151, sorry.
I said
Come on, I gotta get my.
I can't read handwriting.
200. You say 230? I said 250.
So we all think 150? Yeah. All right.
Lower.
250K.
Those
Yeah,
are
I
the
think
three
people
options.
are all over.
Oh, if they're all over, what
I
happens?
didn't think about this. I've got some extra ones. All right. Yeah, we might have to. 75K. You would think 60K. All right. You guys are all still over. The actual retail price is 56,700
What?
UEC.
That's less than an ATLS.
Yeah. You guys are okay.
It's 70K for ATLS.
I know. Okay. So what we're going to end up doing is, I think we're going to have to, yeah. Okay, let's do rock, paper, scissors between you guys. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, yes. Rochambeau.
Yeah, Rochambeau it.
Jump in. All right, it's fine.
He's I'm not in.
Okay, all right.
He's like,
Ready.
I'm passing.
And
He's going for the better door.
Best 2 out of 3? Let's do best 2 out of 3. Okay. Ready and rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh! There we go.
That's how you lose on purpose.
Blank piece of paper.
I'll call it blind now for a second.
Cage match, yeah.
Yeah, 400 high.
400 high. Nice.
No problem.
Nice origin aircraft.
Confidence is CIG. So I just get to get up here and make you guys feel uncomfortable. It's wonderful. All right. Next up, we have
Great cat.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Actually, I almost bought one.
Yeah,
of these.
it's a seal.
Yeah.
Telling you. Alright. Stream out, he apparently needs some help. 120K. Alright.
That's
So we have
hilarious.
two options. 120K.
$1.
So the actual price of this is 103,000. So for what you
That is funny.
Max.
Nice.
Man. We have an additional prize for final contestant.
A javelin.
So these are some amazing physical items
Get a picture of Jared.
that have been made by the community.
Take that.
Space Pigeon has put these things together. They're amazing. So you get a plushie. You have a.
Uh-oh, gray
these are
market
great
plushie's
keychains.
about to hit the market.
This volume cube though can knock somebody out, so I would not put it on. But it's a advocacy and a volume. Thank you for playing.
Very nice.
All right.
Have another round coming up.
Yeah. We want to bring up a friend of ours from overseas to talk about an amazing program that he runs and do some additional giveaways. There is a big link. Commander Fran and the Poets or Griff, do you guys want to come up and talk about Beacon?
Yeah. Let's go.
What's happening, everybody? All right, so where's Commander Fran at? Commander Fran, I need you. I need you. There he is. The Belgian man, the French speaker. This man has been putting on events that are absolutely amazing. Have you heard of Beacon?
Yes.
Yeah? Good things, I hope? Yeah? All right, so we're gonna run through a couple of things. I'm gonna ask him some questions about Beacon, and it's always nice when we have a new player in the house when it comes to game controllers.
Oh.
HOSAS, HOTAS. What's more important? What's more popular, HOTAS or HOSAS? Okay. You're all wrong. I do hands on throttle instead.
I'm a HOTAS guy.
All right.
Hello, the friends. I think that our first we will think. You would like to do that first? Okay. Thank you, the poets, and I would like first to say very thank you for the warm welcome here, and I see the amazing job of all the team of Quantum did, and it's amazing. For the people who don't know me, I'm the organizer of the Beacon 2024 and 2022 before, and we are very happy to say that we've got more than 3,000 people at the last edition. And
Where was that?
What was that? The Beacon we began in 2018 with a small bar citizen of 100 people. And I remember when I've been to Manchester and I met Cameron Wilkie at this period, and he said, oh, you're the guy you organize 100 people bar citizen. Say, okay, you will talk with community manager now. And we did again, 200 people, 300 people, 1,000 in 2022. And we are very proud to say that the last Beacon with people from 15 countries. And also, yes, and also American.
Okay. So, what was the main driving force? Like, what inspired you to really get this going with Beacon?
The driving force. It's with the heart, with the love of the community, the love of the game, and it's a passion of. We are talking a lot with French. We organize in Belgium, but the community loves to do something for the community, and and a lot of people with different expertise are able to build something like that.
It's also very international because you have French and then Dutch as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me, I speak French, but in the north of the country we speak Dutch, and to the east we speak German. But we have help of German. We have Chris Arrow in Xenolinguistic, he comes all the time. We have Thomas Ebroth with his card game. We have some Dutch, and a lot of help with French for the decor, for setup, for immersive situation. We have help of everyone.
And this is a nice thing about Star Citizen because it's, as you know, very international. There's the Montreal studios, there's obviously stuff in the United States and overseas. Like,
Yeah. Just before to go further, we have a video. Yes.
Oh, yeah, we have a beacon video.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yay.
Cohésion et la cohésion
They're playing DCS.
La Beacon, qu'est-ce que c'est? La Beacon, c'est une convention sur les arts numériques, sur les métiers du jeu vidéo et les métiers du cinéma.
C'est une grosse aventure humaine où c'est des centaines de personnes qui ont le même but d'arriver vers un événement autant.
Du coup, on est parti sur un événement qui commence doucement à s'élargir. Pour la première édition, nous avions évidemment Star Citizen, nous avions du Star Wars, du contenu Star Wars, nous avions pas mal de bornes arcade, du rétro gaming. Vous vous baladiez, vous avez toujours quelque chose à faire. Le but au final de cette Beacon, c'est de passer un bon moment. Et pour moi, passer un bon moment, ça passe par l'immersion. Cette immersion, c'est une porte, un logo, une borne, tout ce qui pourrait faire que quand vous regardez quelque chose, vous dites waouh, c'est dans le jeu, là en vrai. Et c'est le but qu'on a ici pour la Beacon, c'est de créer certaines choses de la Star Citizen qui n'ont jamais été créées et qui donnent une profondeur justement au côté Star Citizen dans le jeu.
Pour ceux qui se souviennent, à l'époque de Nevsky, on avait ce marché dans le bas-fond de Nevsky qui était le grand barter. C'était un lieu à la croisée entre marché et zone de contrebande où on pouvait déambuler dans une espèce d'anneau qui mettait en scène tout un tas d'échanges proposant des choses plus ou moins légales. À partir du moment où on rentrait dans cette espèce de cuve, dans ce bas-fond, on perdait toutes les références justement à l'extérieur et on était immergé dans cette ambiance. Et donc l'idée, c'était d'utiliser ce principe d'immersion pour créer une ambiance qui permettait aux visiteurs de plonger dans l'univers de Star Citizen et de s'évader. Donc le principe de l'immersion, c'est ça, c'est perdre les références extérieures pour entrer dans un nouvel univers. L'idée d'immersion était de partir à la base de la porte et une fois cette porte passée, normalement perdre toutes les références donc extérieures et entrer dans ce volume où une vingtaine de corpos et de stands d'invités prenaient vie.
Je désire vraiment remercier l'ensemble de toutes les personnes qui nous aident. Il y a les personnes qui nous aident à distance, qui travaillent avec nous sur l'administratif et sur l'élaboration de la Beacon, du contenu, de la communication. Et nous avons aussi des donateurs qui nous aident aussi à construire cette Beacon, puisque fatalement, un tel événement coûte effectivement pas mal d'argent. Et nous, l'objectif, c'est de pouvoir créer, par rapport aux rentrées, le meilleur contenu possible. Et c'est vraiment notre objectif, et la passion que nous avons, c'est créer une convention de A à Z ensemble, avec ses partenaires et avec les bénévoles et le staff, pour avoir vraiment un événement qui va vraiment plaire au public.
Very cool.
Thank you.
So there's a lot that goes on with Beacon, obviously.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that really stands out when you think of Beacon?
Yeah. One thing to
That stands out in your mind when you think about Beacon?
the most important for the team that would like to make the beacon, and that you are in an immersive venue, a space, and that you do something. Sorry for my bad English. I try to do my best, but that you never boring. You're never boring at the beacon. But the beacon, I would like to say that it's open to everyone. You would like to participate as exhibitor, as guest, as attendees. And if a day we do 2026 Beacon, everyone is welcome to share this passion we have for Star Citizen and digital arts, technology, and space exploration. Thank you very much.
Star Citizen is all about the community, events like Beacon, and then of course the pull off events like this, it's about our partners as well. And right here we have the new player in the game when it came to joysticks, right? We didn't have too many options, so I always love to see new options. This one is the Thrustmaster Soul R1. Anybody heard about this one? Yeah. Doing a lot of videos.
Some things.
Say good? Oh, I don't know. But we are going to be giving this one away. Giveaways? All right. Where's Nick? Nick's my giveaway man.
Put that into my HOTAS setup.
We gotta play the
The
video.
Out of our control.
TCS.
Whatever you want to call it. It's an urge, a desire, an impulse.
Replace my TCS stick with it. Or the FCS.
The call you can't resist that pushes you to learn, making every gesture a discovery, every movement a lesson. To finally attain freedom. Mastery is at your fingertips, taking you to new horizons. Uncharted territory that can be dangerous. Do you have the skills? Can you make the right decision? In the vastness of the universe, life hangs by a thread. But you'll never be alone. No one will let you down. You still have so much to discover and accomplish. You're not born a pilot, you become one. Try, learn, master. Space is yours.
Now, one thing that I like about this is that it's very customizable. So they didn't really show it in the video, but you can use it for right or left hand, take parts away, and it's compatible with a lot of other Thrustmaster sticks, like the Warthog stick. You can just play it right there, and then you have like a stick that's so heavy you can break the ground. So this is a really cool device. We do want to give it away.
Yep.
So let's do it.
180.
And thank you to
Wheel of
Thrustmaster.
morality. Turn.
The wheel. The wheel. Spin the wheel. You're good.
Huge shout out to
Have a
the
seat.
team in the back that's been running this.
Thank you. Yep.
But yeah, this thing absolutely sorry. I have a couple of different setups: dual stick, hands-on throttle and stick as well, mouse and keyboard setup. I test a lot of different hardware, and I'm going to do a review video on this as well. If you haven't seen my stuff, I know. Let's see.
I've got the HOTAS set up. I wouldn't mind.
Oh, spin it!
Upgrading. Oh, talking on here. I have the Thrustmaster HOTAS A10 set up, but I also use the TMCS 1600 for the left.
180.
Oh, nice. Wait, what? Oh, that's me! Oh, let's go! Woo!
And I thank again Thrustmaster, partner of Beacon Events, and they give us 3, one for Paris, one for Corn 42 in Germany, and one for Vegas. Yes, thank you to Thrustmaster. Congratulations. Just a picture there. Yeah. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you. So, thank you very much. When I'm done, I'll let the mic to Galactica.
Thank you, Commander Fran. Alright, so we're running a little bit behind on time, so we are going to hold back our second round, but we will do it later. But before I get off stage, I just want to remind you guys, if you have not already received the Van Duel Skull hologram with the scratch-off card, to find Xylo at some point during this event, but also keep in mind that we only have enough one per person, so if you already got one, please hold back so that we can make sure that everybody gets at least one. Alright, and with that, I think we'll head to the next presentation and we'll be back with more Quantum Bid.
Take them all. Hey, Xylo, turn around. Turn around now. He hasn't seen the crowd behind him. He still thinks something. Yeah. There it is. There it is.
The acknowledgement of. Oh my God. You were in the season.
Yeah. Right. You were surrounded.
Sorry, you like it. Sarah?
He likes being surrounded by bunches of people.
Shit. Yeah. So I know the feeling. I'm gonna get over here. Yeah. You guys should go that way. Yeah. Well, we should start that around. You're very thank you.
Oh, that's so sick. Congrats, man. Super sick. Thanks, Bill. Thank y'all.
You know the answer. You did, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you did it?
Let's go.
Wow.
Totally unexpected. Congrats, man. Thank you. Yeah.
You were talking about getting a new one and you went?
I was. I really was. Wow, man, that's so sick. Wow. Man, life is good, y'all.
All right, y'all, let's keep this Xylo train running.
Speed it up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. See, it's totally compatible.
Did you get one last night?
Let's turn it around. So, because we currently have, so this will replace the TC 1600M, and then I will get that whole setup will go to Luke. So he'll get to rock that one, and we'll give y'all a full review on how this works. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. So this is gonna be sick. That's how you do it. You just gotta not pay attention, and then boom. Yeah, just smacks you in the face.
I was like thinking your number, my number's like, you got double
Oh man, I gotta let the boys know in Discord real quick.
What's the magic?
Yo, dude, y'all won't believe what just happened. Look what I just won in the drawing, or they rolled my number. I just won the Thrustmaster Solar 1. Dude, tell me how sick that is. So sick. Yes, yeah. Thank you. I just totally wasn't even paying attention. It's like bam. So, all right, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all this when I get home. But if y'all ain't watching, we're live on YouTube. So, Be back in a while.
All right.
Yep.
We are all better off today for having Star Jump Grim on the stage. Give him a hand. The vision behind Star Jump Station, Hangar.Link, and Fleet Viewer. Grim, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, appreciate it.
You've been deeply involved in the creating of tools that enrich the Star Citizen experience for all of us, from Star Jump Station to Fleet Viewer. All of those things I use all the time. Can you tell us a little bit about how that journey began?
Yeah, well, I work in the film and television industry. I work in visual effects, and so one of the first things I started doing with Star Citizen was making my own animations, which meant that I had to have ship models to do that. So once I started creating those, the idea was, well, why don't I just put those into an application that you all can access and make your own images and stuff, and that was kind of like the genesis of Fleet Viewer. And then I just surround myself with people smarter than me, like Starlet, who really created HangarLink, and we just bring all of our ideas together.
Fleet Viewer in particular has been a game changer for Star Citizen players. Not only that, but Fleet Viewer is one of those things that creates conversation online. You know, people will post their fleet, no matter what size it is, and seek feedback, have conversations, talk about their theory of the game. It is so generative. How did Fleet Viewer come to life?
Through a lot of trial and error. It was the biggest part of Fleet Viewer was building all the ships. And I have a presentation here that'll walk through how those ships get into Fleet Viewer. It is kind of complicated, especially the concept ships. But ultimately, it was just about finding people who had skill sets that were needed for this overall experience. And again, it ties into HangarLink, so there's like a synergy between those two applications. So yeah, it's like I said, the presentation I'll do next will show how a ship journeys from a hollow model on the RSI website all the way into Fleet Viewer.
Very good. Do we have that Fleet Viewer presentation?
And I'll try to talk through it on time. It has no audio, so I'm going to talk over it, and I hopefully I can sync it up pretty good.
Yeah.
Merchantman. Yeah. Oh, there we go, Kraken. The Javelin.
He's just teasing us with those.
Oh man. Oh, and that's the isn't that the Barnum or something? The Baron or something like that?
And then yeah, we could play the next video. In the next video, I'll walk you through the entire pipeline. Which I'll go ahead and say too, that Fleet Viewer has kind of an ethos to it, which is it's supposed to be lightweight. There are other Fleet Viewers out there, and some of you who have really big fleets will know that they struggle sometimes. So with Fleet Viewer, the goal was performance. There's two types of assets. There's concept ships and flight-ready ships. They have completely different pipelines.
Sure.
The reason is flight-ready ships have existing models, concept ships do not. So with concept ships, which is my domain, it starts with the hollow model. This is the same hollow model you see on the RSI website. It contains no textures, no lighting. It's a low fidelity mesh. But the reason we start from there is it does keep us accurate. We don't want to put anything in a Fleet Viewer that's not accurate to what you pledged for. So that's kind of a key thing that the hollow model does for us, is just kind of keep us accurate to the ship. The next thing is modeling. If you've ever looked at the hollow models, sometimes they are lacking detail, so we have to refine that, put Greeble in, put new mesh in. We have to model new assets. So with the Endeavor, for example, none of the modules were modeled, so we have to model those from scratch.
It's for
that's kind of a process. Some ships are in better shape than others. The older a ship concept, generally the worse its hollow model is. The Crucible, Endeavor, and Polaris were probably the worst.
Endeavor.
After that, we move into text stream, and since the hollow models have no texture data, we have to use reference imagery from like the pledge sales. And the key thing with texturing though is we need to make sure that the textures are consistent across the entire web, through all 200 ships on Fleet Viewer. So that is a challenge as well. So we pull from an existing texture library to do that. Next is lighting. Lighting is another thing that we have to be site-wide consistent. So if you have 300 ships on your canvas for your fleet, the lighting needs to all be from the same direction. Otherwise, it does look kind of crazy. And you can see there, it's 340 degrees, right rotation angle, 20 degrees high. That's how the lighting has to be. Across my pipeline and VMXEO, who's another artist on Fleet Viewer, he has to do that for his pipeline as well. Next is the render and conform stage. So that's where we'll render all 4 angles of the ships at 4K resolution and composite all the passes. You can see the passes there, specular, ambient occlusion, diffuse, full color, all that stuff. That gives us our final image. And then we export those as PNGs with transparency, which is how you all use them on the site. Those are packaged up, and they have to be packaged up in a very specific way with a very specific naming convention, because when those files are pumped into the to the Fleet Viewer database, the naming conventions has to be right, or the ship won't populate on the canvas for you. So that's pretty key, and Starlit handles it from there. So that's my pipeline. Next are flight-ready ships. This is VMXEO's pipeline, and he uses a program that he developed with 2 other people called StarFab. StarFab is able to pull assets from StarEngine and reassemble them as a blueprint file to be opened in Blender. It is a complicated process because the assets are spread throughout the ship may reference multiple textures from multiple sources. So it pulls that together into essentially a blueprint file. Next, we take that blueprint file and we have to open it in Blender. And when we do that conversion, it's bringing over things like obviously the geometry, but also materials, link dependency assets, and all that kind of stuff. Because there's sometimes, when we're first attempting to pull a ship via StarFab, the ship may come over, but none of the turrets or none of the doors. And that's because we have to find those assets. They're maybe part of another ship file or something like that, although that is changing based off new stuff we're seeing in the files. Next for flight-ready ships is, again, a modeling and texture kind of fixes pass. They never come over perfect. We always have to go in there and kind of make minor adjustments, do little things. A lot of times that has to do with rigging. So for example, if we pull a ship over like the hull A through StarFab, it'll only come over collapsed. But we'd like to be able to show it in Fleet Viewers collapsed and expanded, so that's manual work. Next, just like with my concept ship pipeline, it has to go through a lighting pass, and that's where, again, this has to be consistent with my pipeline. So same lighting setup, we share it across Blender and Cinema 4D. Cinema 4D is what all the concept ships run through, and then all the flight-ready ships are Blender. Next, same thing, render and conform. The flight-ready ships have to do that too. One interesting thing about the render and conform is once we have the image, we have to crop it a very specific way. That's in order for the ships to be scaled correctly in relation to each other on Fleet Viewer. That was and it's not perfect, we have to go in and manually adjust those sometimes. And then flight-ready ships get packaged up for integration, just like concept ships. So during an event like Invictus or IAE, we may have a couple of concept ships and a couple of flight-ready ships get done for Fleet Viewer. So those are those 2 pipelines right there, and they are very different, although they sort of mirror each other, but they're done in completely different software, packages. Then they have to go into site integration, which is handed over to Starlit. Some of you have probably heard me talk about her on stream before. First thing she does is file organization. That's really key for us. So we have to integrate all the assets into the Fleet Viewer directory. We have to standardize the naming conventions. Again, I told you how important that is, and then bring over all the data. So, the size of the ship, how many meters it is, what the crew capacity is, the SCU, all that. And that gets entered in the database. Image scaling is the next thing. So on Fleet Viewer, you may have noticed we have a low, medium, high resolution. That's actually generated automatically by our backend. but we still have to run it through that process. It's an external piece of software, and that's what gives us our different resolutions. Again, harkening back to the point of Fleet Viewer, which is performance, right? Next is, we'll get to the stuff that's like over my head, but CDN hashing, essentially this section here, or this phase here, generates the MD5 hashes for each processed image. So this enables us to do aggressive like content delivery caching for Fleet Viewer, which is something we are aiming to get better at, how fast it can update and push things out. Assembly and configuration. Essentially what this is just taking all that hash data and bringing it into our live database, because we have a test version of Fleet Viewer as well, but it gets brought over to the live database and gets like assembled for push to live, essentially. This step here takes those cropped images that I was talking about, where we crop them in a very special way. It takes those cropped images and automatically adjusts them based off cropping to match their in-game meterage, like in terms of length. This took a long time to figure out. It's still not perfect. If you ever find a ship on Fleet Viewer that's the wrong size, it means that process messed up. And then last but not least, Starlink pushes it to live deployment. So we've got it down to where a concept ship, we can take through that entire pipeline in about 2 days, and a flight-ready ship can be done in like 3 hours, pretty much. Wow. And that's kind of like the entire pipeline there for Fleet Viewer. And this again plugs directly into Hangar Link, so there's a synergy there across the 2 sites.
Fleet Viewer, outstanding. Thank you. Now you talked about Hangar Link, and that provides a structured way for players to track their ships. And what inspired Hangar Link's design?
So Hangar Link originally started as a way to play the CCU game. I'm sure some of you have played that. It's since moved away from that.
How many people played the CCU game?
You out there?
All right, if you don't know, you better ask somebody. That's all I'll say. All right.
So one thing I'll say about the video playing is that when we do render images, by the way, for Hangar Link and Fleet Viewer, we have to render 4 images per ship. There's over 300 ships, 300 times 4 is like 1,200 rendered assets across the entire site. That does include all the flight-ready ships, all the concept ships, and then like Easter egg ships. So we do ships for charity events that are themed for that, ships for this, ships for friends, ships for people in the community that have passed away. There's like memorial ships in there for them. So there's a lot in our database that we have to kind of manage.
I thought you were going to go longer than that. Sorry. I wanted to open up our Q&A on Slido for folks who wanted to ask you questions, and so I now have, and that's available to you all. So if you all have the Slido link and you have questions for Star Jump Grim, go ahead and put them in there, and we'll get to some of those or versions of some of those at the end. What's been the most rewarding part of working on these projects?
Probably just seeing how many people use it. If you like creating fleet images,
yes.
You probably like Fleet Viewer. If you do not like them seeing them everywhere, I'm probably the person to blame. But ultimately, it's fun, you know, interacting with the community that way, and then obviously just building up a relationship with the other tools makers. So Urkel and SC Tools and Fleet Yards, Starship 42, the other Fleet Viewer. A lot of people think, you know, we're probably like enemies or something. We're not. We actually share assets and help each other. From time to time, they do stuff a little bit differently than how we do it, but just interacting with everybody and becoming part of the community.
So you talked about relationships with like Urkel. How does that work? Do they use your assets to understand things that they populate in terms of the specifics in there, or vice versa? How does that work?
Well, with Urkel, it's more just like touching base with each other about possibly future collaborations, maybe more on that in a little bit. With other people like Starship 42 or Fleet Yards, we'll share models. I think for Starship 42, I sent over all the, you know, the Endeavor modules, and then they'll send me something back, you know, sort of like a trade. So while it seems like we do the same thing and we're a competing product, so to speak, we help each other all the time.
All right, so we're here. with this audience, who in part came to see you. Are there any upcoming features or updates that we can hear about today that we might be excited about?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. So there's two things with Fleet Viewer, and then we have obviously a new thing we're working on, a completely new thing. The two things with Fleet Viewer though that are being worked on, one of them's being worked on now and one's being sort of concepted. The thing being worked on right now is that we are, for any ship over, I think it's 70 or 80 meters, we're going to bring deck by deck cross sections of those ships for, I think, top down and profile views. It's not going to be every view because sometimes it doesn't make sense, but pretty much any ship from about 70 meters up will get those. And the thing we're concepting is base building. So when base building comes into the game, we're going to have a system that operates top down, sort of like Fleet Viewer when you're in top down mode, but it's going to be based off a snap to tile system, and the idea is you and your org are going to be able to collaborate and figure out base layouts before you build anything, is the idea.
I almost want to stand up and clap for that. Let's go.
Some of that just sort of depends on how those assets roll out and bringing those assets in, because it'll be the actual, not the actual 3D model, but renders of the 3D model, much like we treat ships. It'll just be that top-down view, but you can move it all around, rotate things, all that kind of good stuff. And then in terms of what's being worked on outside of Fleet Viewer, it's our next project. If any of you were at Equinox in Columbus last June, you would have seen a teaser for this as well. But our next project is called Fleet Command, and we do have a teaser video. It's not final UI, but we could play it and I could talk over it. I don't think there's any audio, and I can tell you what the goal of it is. So the idea with Fleet Command is to think Fleet Viewer on steroids. The idea is that you will have a login. Everyone on your org will have a login. You'll be able to log in with certain permissions set for that org control, and that will be set by the org leader. You're going to be able to set flagships for the org. You're going to be able to, and this is all like node-based, how you see it now. And you're going to be able to set up new squadrons. And when someone from your org logs into the org Fleet Command page, they're going to be able to add whatever ships are in their hangar to the org ship roster. They don't have to add all of them. They can just add the ships they want. But when they add those ships to the roster as available or unavailable, the whoever's of certain rank within the org is going to be able to assign that ship to certain squadrons. When you have set up all that's built, and again, it's going to be unlimited on how many you have. You're going to be able to deep dive down into the squadron level. You're going to be able to select certain ships. They'll have all the crew positions there. You can have players from your org sign up for that ship and say, hey, I'm gonna be an engineer on this ship, or a turret gunner on this ship, or whatever. And everybody who logs in will have a profile, right? So your profile will say what org you're in, what squadron you're assigned to. Maybe it's multiple squadrons. What your role in the org is, and then there may be 30 ships in your org that you have a crew position in. Maybe these 3 ships, you're an engineer. These 2 ships, you're a turret gunner. This ship, you're a pilot. All that kind of stuff. There's a second phase to this, though, that will be part of an add-on we're developing that will tie into Discord and essentially be a way to organize, to crew up for ships. So if you all are doing a big mission at night, it's going to tie right into Discord. You're going to get alerts. Hey, boarding in progress at Mike L1 on such and such station for such and such ship that you were signed up to be a turret gunner on. And those alerts will come out of game through Discord and hopefully allow people to play together easier and plan their org operations and all that kind of good stuff.
Thank you. Incredible.
This is absolutely needed. We were talking about this in Discord.
There's so many very cool tools.
So glad that they
and so much work.
Yeah, and it's going to tie in. There's going to be a lot of like DPS calculator stuff in there. Ships are going to get a score based off their roles. So if you're an org leader, you're going to be able to see what the overall DPS score for a certain squadron is. So that way you can tell if one squadron is lacking and needs some help or what have you. So there's still a lot of stuff we're figuring out with it, but it's definitely in the testing phases. And this, unlike Fleet Viewer, will eventually be opened up for like a beta test where orgs can sign up. And there's, you know, it can be an org of 2 people, 1 person, or 5,000 people. It really doesn't matter.
Powerful. Let's get to some community questions.
Sure. I will say, so this is the analytics video. I'll say this here.
Okay.
Real quick. So I was kind of, we don't pull our analytics very often, but I wanted to do it for this event. So just through Invictus that just occurred, these were our overall pull requests across the world. This is just a selection of them. There was pretty much for every country. But we had 3.2 million total requests just through that month of, you know, where Invictus was active, which is pretty much average for us. If it's a non-event month, then it's more like 2 million. But again, just how many people have been using the application has been pretty amazing, and we're proud of it. So.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, y'all can clap for that. That's great stuff. Some of these community questions. What was your favorite ship to work on?
Well, my favorite ship to work on was the Kraken.
For sure. Well, that leads into my second question. And I noticed this as well, and it was funny that several people in the community noticed it. You used the Kraken as an example for flight-ready ships.
Yeah.
Do you know something the rest of us don't?
So the Kraken is a unique ship. Not really, but I'll tell you this. The Kraken is a unique ship in that it's, and John Crew and Ben Curtis have talked about this before, so it's Paul Jones. I had Paul Jones on one of my streams one time talking a little bit about this. The Kraken was, you know, there was a full mesh created for the trailer for its reveal. I know you all know the Kraken trailer. That mesh, it's not like a final art type mesh for the game, but what it is it is a concept mesh that's been like optimized for the Star Engine, so it does operate in engine. And so unlike every other concept ship, the Kraken's like cinematic mesh does exist in the game files, and that's what we are able to pull out, you know, and reassemble with StarFab. Now that did take a little bit of tooling around with it because it's, like I said, it's a unique ship. But yeah, the mesh looks really good. I'm excited to see what CIG does when they do this new pass on it.
One of the questions is, do you need any more help? Someone says they're a 3D modeler in SketchUp and Blender, and they're wondering if you need any more help.
Yeah, any Blender artists or Cinema 4D artists, which there probably aren't any, but any C4D, or sorry, any Blender artists I'm always interested in connecting with, whether it's for Fleet Viewer or you know, actual release ships or like supporter ships, like Easter egg ships we do, but then also possible work on Fleet Command, because Fleet Command, this will carry over to Fleet Viewer as well, but the idea with Fleet Command is we're going to do a few more angles of the ships in Fleet Viewer. We've had a lot of requests for right side isometric and, you know, front and rear direct on view. So that's probably something we're going to add.
So if you ask that question, you know, and you see Grim later, be sure to let him know.
Reach out to him.
Or even if you didn't and you're interested. How would you like CIG to balance openness to creators who do this type of thing without compromising the security? How do you build a relationship with CIG to do these types of things?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, I mean, we're lucky in that CIG puts out the concept models on the website, because if those weren't there, I doubt we would have concept ships represented in Fleet Viewer, because to model all that from zero, from like scratch, would take a lot of work. I have had some chats with Ben Curtis. I know Ben does a lot of the hollow model conversions of ships. And I know when the Ironclad was originally revealed, its hollow model didn't hit the website for a few days, and I asked him, I said, is that coming? You know, because I was in love with that ship. And he's like, oh yeah, let me get on, I'm on it. So they've been really helpful. And then when Fleet Viewer launched, I think it was Xylo reached out to me when it was sort of starting to catch on, and CIG was awesome and very supportive, and offered up some ships for us to do as like a fleet viewer launch giveaway sort of thing. So CIG's always been incredibly supportive. Our main thing though, and if you've ever watched any of my streams, when I give away posters, we don't sell anything related to Fleet Viewer. We don't monetize it in any way. There's no like premium sign-ins or nothing like that. It's always free, always will be free. We respect CIG and their IP ownership, and I think as long as a creator can kind of keep things honest like that and play within the rules, then CIG is pretty helpful.
We are going to talk a little bit about that though, because there's been several questions about how to support you doing this work. How do people support you doing this work? It's people saying it's not clear how it's monetized. It's not monetized. That's why it's not clear, right? So, as you just said. Well, but someone said you all should never have to buy a drink, and I agree with that, right? So, if people want to support you, how can they do that?
Yeah, I mean, we have a Star Jump Patreon that's out there. Primarily, that was used back when I was doing cinematics. I don't know if anyone's seen my Star Jump cinematics I did a few years back, but the rendering for that is what that paid for, is what the Patreon was paying for, because it was, I had to pay money to render those scenes. It was like cloud-based rendering.
Is that the stuff that plays behind you when you're streaming?
All that stuff.
Everybody wants to know how to do that.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm sure you do.
Well, so I have had a lot of requests for that from people within the Star Jump community and the wider Star Systems community. So none of my channels though are really monetized, so all the stuff goes out for free. So a lot of those animated backdrop scenes and stuff, I'm going to put that out for everyone. But yeah, we have the Patreon. You can support us through there. We use that, primarily we use Patreon money to print posters and stuff for events that people can have, to do giveaways on the channels for posters and stuff like that. So that's primarily what it's used for. In general though, we don't really monetize. I mean, if you want to support, honestly, I would say the big thing is watch our videos on YouTube. I have a lot of videos on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. Follow us, and that's enough.
Like, subscribe, and ring the bell.
Ring that alert bell.
That's it.
Very good. Yep. And finally, the toughest ship to construct. And I want to say that when there's so many people that ask questions in Slido that either began with or ended with "thank you for enabling me to show my fleet." So I just want you to know how appreciated you are by the community. But toughest ship.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Toughest ship to make, the
toughest ship to construct.
Oh, that's easy. It's definitely the Crucible. It was in the biggest. The Hollow model was like the biggest mess in terms of it just being really low fidelity, lots of problems with it. A lot of it had to be rebuilt from scratch, and then we wanted to be able to show the Crucible in multiple ways, where the scarab is open, but the scarab is removed. And then there's a lot of argument about which direction the ship flies. So we did a lot of work to do multiple variants of the Crucible. And it's one of those ships that we did all the work to make it look good. And I know it's going to be reconcepted and look completely different. So I don't consider it wasted work. It's what it looks like right now. So yeah, that was probably the hardest. And then definitely the runner-up to that would be the Endeavor.
Yeah, I bet.
Just because of all the modules. And there's only a few images of the model, of the actual modules, so to model those and everything and get them looking somewhat correct was kind of a challenge.
Powerful. Star Jump Grim, everybody. Give him a big hand. Thank you very much. So next, I'm going to give my mic to Nick and Knight.
Come in the crowd, try to make this faster. We've got a couple giveaways, so if you want to pull up the wheel, I'm coming to you. All right, the mountain comes to Mohammed. Got a 4-minute timer. So we've got, how about a Saber Firebird? That sound good?
Oh, nice.
All right. To the wheel.
To the wheel.
The wheel. Point number 111. Just making up numbers now. Somebody got? No, you don't have 111. All right.
Round and round it goes.
146. Yeah? No.
Throw it back.
Hey, no. All right. Spin again. Wait. All right. 146 on the coin. Very cool. There you go. Coin, your stuff's on the back. All right. Let's spin it again. Got a rhyming defender. Yeah, exactly. Let's get excited, guys.
Let's go.
104.
104. 104.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Getting chips.
Spin again.
Oh, what's next? Nice.
We're going to start getting to the point where there's so many lower numbers, it'll actually start showing them.
54.
Back there, yeah. Hey, yes. Great to see you. Here we go. All right. Now coming up to the stage is Kim. Yep, here we are. Head on to the next session.
Testing, test. Ooh, all right. Now you guys can hear me well, right? Yeah. Okay, give me a woo if you're having a good time. Woo! Okay. First of all, I just want to thank Serious Fun again for being such a great moderator.
Oh my goodness,
and
3%.
Grim, you're a very talented man. Looking forward to some good stuff.
Okay,
now we have Natronics, aka Nate. He'll be given a presentation about Machinima. You don't know what it is, he'll explain it all. And then we'll have a little sit down with Nate and opponent about the art of filmmaking.
Nice. I know one of y'all want that cardboard cutout.
All right, the timer says 3 hours and 28 minutes.
All right.
All right. So, if you don't know, this is Nate Ellis, and this section is called Crafting Star Citizen Machinima with EE Studios.
Slap the old leg.
We're going to go through a few things, right? And first of all, who is this?
This is Ava, which is our most well-known character, and Kim, my wife, does the voice for Ava. So you're going to see some of her today on the screen.
So tell us how you guys got started with all of this.
So my background's in production. It's a long story. I grew up with a camera in my hand, and then I went a weird way. Probably like most of you watching the movie Aliens, you saw the dropship scene, you wanted to be dropship pilots. Well, I took it literally, joined the Army, flew Blackhawks and Hueys in Afghanistan, did dropship stuff.
Yeah!
And the Army paid for my college in media technologies, which is sort of like filmmaking. And then the Army paid for me to go to grad school for actual film production.
Hell yeah.
And then after that, I was flying part-time while I got my writing, directing stuff going, and then the pandemic hit. And so I was like, okay, now the whole world stopped. My career is essentially on hold. I want to check out Star Citizen. And I got in there with my org that I formed, and they said, Nate, you should make Machinima. I said, what the heck is Machinima? And so then we started making stuff in there, and we'll show some stuff later.
So to play off that, so with Star Citizen Machinima, you've done Overclocked and Huxley Group. So like, what really inspired you in making that type of content in Star Citizen?
So Overclocked was a creative experiment. I had no plan going into it. I didn't write a script really or anything. And it was just like, oh, let me just make a movie about these two bounty hunters. And that grew into an entire feature-length movie, and then a whole second movie. And then Huxley Group, I approached it more intentionally. So I didn't write a script per se, but I did do more character development. I obviously knew Ava at that point very well, and I approached that project more deliberately.
So Overclocked, it's getting attention because of its intense action, right? I've seen it's nice. And really intricate storylines. So like walk me through that process, because that's got to be kind of interesting, having that action, that intensity, but then the storyline as well. What's that like?
So for me, when I started making Machinima, I don't know much about computers. I had a 1660 Ti or a graphics card, not very great. For me, story comes first. As a filmmaker, as a creative person, it's always about the story and character. So I figure out that first, the main character, and most of the time it's Ava, because I've gotten to know her so well, and in a way I've fallen in love with her. I love you more, Kim, don't worry. But it's story first, outline, and then we sort of go in and figure it out. But I'll show a little bit more in detail how my brain works with that stuff.
Okay, so that's Overclock. Now, Huxley Group is a bit different. How does that
So Huxley Group was just more intentional. Overclocked, it was like improv. I was making it up as I went along. So the first movie, it doesn't have a traditionally fully formed story. That's why we had to then go in and make a second movie to pay off everything that we had set up. But Huxley Group, I went in more intentionally and figured out these are the characters, these are the arcs, these are the main beats. And so it was a much more deliberate process going through Huxley Group.
Okay. So this is like making a movie or a short story, like TV show type of thing, but doing this within Star Citizen, alpha testing, you said 30Ks all the time. So what is that experience like? What's the difficulty with that?
The difficulty, obviously, is the game is still in development, and as you all know, there's a lot of bugs and glitches. I've learned to just roll with the punches, creative problem solving, and I usually keep my teams really small, and I work with people who I know, one, are team players, but two, they're creative people too. They get the process, and they want to do this stuff. And you basically just have to, like there's one thing in Overclocked where the guy is T-posing. Obviously that's a problem. We just worked it into the story. It was a joke at that point. And so that's actually one of our more funny things is the guy T-posing in Overclocked.
So you go through all of this, with the hurdles of alpha development, making something very impressive. What would you say is the most, rewarding part about this for the Star Citizen community?
The number one most rewarding thing is connecting with you guys, connecting with other citizens and players in the verse. And I mean that seriously. So I get messages all the time. When I did this stuff, it was just for fun. I didn't, my film career wasn't working because of the pandemic, so I was doing this to like release that creative juice. Never in a million years did I think that I would be connecting with people like this. And I get messages, the biggest compliment I've gotten personally is when someone says, hey, my spouse or my family, they don't even play Star Citizen and they watch this stuff because they love these movies and they love Ava or they love these characters. And I'm like, really? Like, really? That's so cool. So it's the connection, and I know some of you are here, some of the fans are here. That's the number one most special and important thing to me personally.
So we have Overclocked and Huxley Group that E Studios has made. What can we expect from E Studios in the future?
So the truth is, we never know what we're doing next. It literally will be, I'll get a lightning bolt of inspiration. It'll have to be something I'm excited about, and then we just dive in. It'll probably have more Ava in it, but I don't know. We just did a racing commercial released a week ago. Didn't know I was going to make that a week prior to that. So really, just stay tuned. I have no idea, but I hope you enjoy it, and we'll do our best.
So I love the fact that this community shares. Oh no, go ahead and clap. I always have all kinds of questions because I do a lot of tech reviews and all. So the thing about the Star Citizen community, we like to share a lot of information, right? Whether it's just how to overcome a bug or just how to record a video. So how can somebody like a young creator get into Machinima within Star Citizen? Any advice that you would give?
So I have a little presentation with some videos that I'm going to break that down. If you guys want to see that, I can do that now.
Yeah. Let's do it. I'm going to drink my coffee.
And there are some videos in this too. By the way, some of the videos have some strong language. I know there's some kids here. Just giving you a heads up.
They hear worse at home.
Okay, so yeah, E Studios, and like I said, we do have a live action film background. We did do a live action Overclocked short that was funded by one of our fans. We only had 2 days to shoot it. That's on Dust right now and just got picked up for distribution. We shot that on an Unreal Engine 3D stage, and also at Vasquez Rocks, which was made famous in Star Trek. So I don't know how we did it, but we did it in 2 days, but that's what that thing is. But we do a bunch of different stuff. And then I want to emphasize, EE Studios is not the only show in town. There are so many really talented artists in our community, and this is just a small pick of some of the best stuff, some of my favorite stuff. My point here is that there's something for everybody. And I have people ask me all the time, Nate, how come more people don't watch Machinima? And I think it's because they either don't know what it is, or they don't know what they're missing. And I can promise you, everyone in here can watch something on this page alone and find and be really pulled into it. In fact, people have come to Star Citizen just because of the Machinima stuff they've seen. So there's some really cool stuff out there and some very talented creators out there that I've been fortunate enough to collaborate with as well.
Oh, we're gonna watch that.
Yeah, that's me in a Cheshire Cat onesie. That's how I get my mojo on. But my process here is just one way to do it. There are many ways. The first thing, if you want to make a machinima, is go in with an idea that you're very excited about. Don't go in trying to impress people. Don't go in trying to get likes and views. In fact, don't even care about that stuff. If you're excited about something, that's the thing that's going to keep you climbing the mountain that you need to climb to get through the process of making a machinima. So I don't do proper screenplays for my movies in Star Citizen. I do outlines, and I highlight, color code what the actors need to do. And different than live action is I have the actors pre-record their lines. And these actors are people from the community. These aren't people that I hired. I want to pick people from our world. So when you hear these things in our shows, most of them are you guys. And so what I do is I send them stuff, I give them some direction, I get their lines back, and then we go, there's some voice acting here. Chris, are we able to play that clip from your computer? If not, it's okay. Okay, well, Theodore Perez, he's one of our members in the community, and he's an incredible voice actor, but he's not a professional voice actor. So there's so much talent in our community. And then the laborious part of this is actually going in and filming. So if you're in the verse and you see people, a group of people in one location doing the same thing over and over and over again and it's not mining, that's probably us shooting a movie. So please don't kill us, because it really makes it more painful than it already is. But the thing we do first is, once I get the lines from the actors, I'll put it into a rough assembly, and then I'll get in there and literally puppeteer the character's mouth to the recording of the actor's performance. And it is one of the most painful things you can possibly imagine. But I think it's important to, one, see the human face, and also to have that human face emoting and talking. So there's that. And then camera tutorials. There's a lot of different camera tutorials for Star Citizen, and the camera's actually really easy to use. I'm gonna show you a funny one today. And then storytelling techniques. There are many different ways to tell a story. You can do it like red versus blue, or you can do it like a traditional narrative format, sort of like what we do. But whatever you do, be original. Do what you want to do, and do it as best as you can. This is a brief look at like Premiere. This is what I use. You see all those green blocks? Those are sound design elements. So 99% of the sound is something that we build into it because it gives us more control. And so Premiere is one thing you can use. You can use DaVinci, which is free, I think, and a lot of people like to use that. But there's a lot of technology out there, and it's not that hard to learn, the basics especially. And then the last thing is to release your video. I gotta tell you, some of my favorite Machinima videos have like 150 views. But I, as a filmmaker, I see them and I recognize the talent and the story behind these things. And so my advice to anybody here watching Machinima or wanting to make some, don't be afraid to release it. And don't be afraid, if you enjoy it, to say, hey, this was great, because that pat in the back goes a long way after you've just died on Mount Everest trying to make something work. That's very difficult to do. And the community hub is also a great place to find Machinima and to also connect with other people who enjoy it. And that SIG has also been very great about featuring Machinima. Okay, my biggest piece of advice here is to start small. Do a 1 minute story with a beginning, middle, and an end. Most people come in and they want to do Lawrence of Arabia. Don't do that. You got to learn your style. You got to learn your pacing. You got to learn how you deal with the stress of being in the game and dealing with a still in development game, making these things. Don't be afraid to ask for help. There's some community out there that can help you. I'll tell you more about them. And then once you get started, try to keep going. Don't say, oh, this patch is too bad, we're gonna wait. I say, in my personal experience, you have to just get in there and climb the mountain as often as you can with the right people and just get it done. Otherwise, you're gonna burn out and you're never gonna finish it. And then, most importantly, be as authentic as possible. Every single person in here, whether you're an artist or not, you have a unique voice, and when you just do what you want to do, the way you want to do it, and don't worry about trying to copy or mimic someone else's style, I guarantee you it's going to stand out in a special way, and it's going to create that sort of magic that I like to see when I watch people who make art, is essentially what this is. So, don't be afraid to be yourself. Epidemic Sound and Artlist.io are two programs you can use. Their subscription service, tons of music, tons of sound effects, professional grade. Those are things you can use to source your sound. Involved in anything Machinima making, go into HubNet, tell them that I sent you, and say, how can I help or what can I do? Really great community, and I love these guys. With that, I'm going to show you a short video. This is an EE Studio style camera tutorial with some sort of epic clips that I could find from some of our previous work that can show you how much you could do with the basics of this technology. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I spent the last 2 days inside that.
Hey everybody, Nate here from EE Studios. Today I've got to run through some inverse camera basics and a little bit about how the camera can help tell a story too. I managed to convince the one, the only Ava Huxley to be our subject today. Ava, say cheese! No. Okay, so here are some of the basics. F4 plus the arrow keys allow you to move the camera in specific ways. So the up and down arrows push the camera in and pull it out. So holding F4, pushing the camera in, pulling the camera out. And then left and right arrows, slide the camera right and slide the camera left. Okay, now we do F4 and the page up and page down keys. What this is called is a pedestal. So we're pedestaling down, F4 page down, and pedestaling up, F4 page up, and that pedestals the camera up and down. Another element is holding the Z key and using the mouse to pan the camera and tilt the camera. Okay, so F4 plus the minus key gives me a longer lens, which flattens the image out. And F4 plus the plus key gives me a wider lens, zooms the image out. So a wider image gives a more spherical look, and as I make the lens longer, it flattens the image out, and there's less distortion. And I'm going to now use the F4 plus home key to buzz the background and shallow the depth of field. So the more I press that, the more buzz the background gets, and the end key below the home key plus F4 shallows it back out or widens it back out. Now, using the camera is pretty easy as long as you're not colliding into geometry. Come on, you stupid, freaking seats in the way. But if you want to use it to tell a story, here are some basics on how to frame your subject to convey certain ideas. This right here is called the angle level, and it's good for when your party or your character is talking with a neutral party. It puts them on the same level as the camera. It makes them feel even and equal to whatever it is they're saying or doing or who they're talking to. Using Z and my mouse, I'm going to pan the camera, tilt the camera down. And this is called the angle high, and this makes your character feel less powerful and also maybe even gives the feeling that they're being watched. And now we go to a low angle, so I'm using Z and I'm tilting the camera up, And this obviously gives the character a more powerful look, a more powerful feeling. You can even have a scene where a character is becoming more powerful as they're talking, and you can even do a slow pan up or tilt up to convey that feeling. This right here is a classic straight-on frontal. It makes the subject appear strong, determined, undaunted. It gives a very matter-of-fact vibe. And again, in any shot, you can make the subject appear less powerful, or more like they're being watched, or more like they're inferior, or you can make them appear more powerful. In fact, I call doing this going below the chin, or in this case, the double chin.
Excuse me?
Seriously, have you gained some weight? Now, a profile shot where you only see one eye and mostly the side of the subject's face conveys being alone with the subject, maybe alone with their thoughts.
I could kill him right now.
Now, if you want to take it a step further, you can buzz the background using the F4 and the home and N keys, and now you get a feeling of being really alone with the subject, that you're really alone with their deepest thoughts or having a private moment with them.
I'm going to kill him.
You can also wiggle the mouse a bit to convey more energy for action shots.
Blowjob might be all we need. Open the doors. Sir? Open the fucking doors, now.
Desperate bastard. Nice knowing ya, dude!
Dive.
Sir!
Dive. I'm sorry.
Me too.
We're overstressing the airframe!
I don't care.
Jesus! I'm sure I can recover, sir!
It's all right to me. Aim for the water.
What, baby?
Lastly, you can get some nice stable vehicle shots by turning off global camera shake near the bottom of the options menu. You can also lock to an exterior angle of the vehicle by turning off camera spring movement near the top of the options menu.
Shit.
What?
We're being followed. Hang on.
Trying to hold the camera steady here.
Please stop.
Swallow it. Okay, change your plans.
Cool, right?
What's that for?
Absolutely fantastic. thought of how much really goes into this. And it's a lot of work, production level, obviously. And I don't know, any final thoughts about all this?
No, I'm very grateful to be here. When Griffin and the guys asked me to come here, and my wife, very honored, and especially for you guys to listen and care about what we have to say. That means a whole lot, so thank you.
I think the biggest takeaway is that if you have something that you have a vision for, there's a huge community here to help you do it. But in my experience of content creation, the hardest part is just hitting the record button that first time. Once you get past that hurdle, it gets easier and easier. All right? All right, I think we have some giveaway action coming next with Nick at Nights. Do you guys still like giveaways? No.
Yeah.
Ever been too many?
No, we love giveaways.
Can we give this away to my house?
No, not this one.
Okay.
I knew someone was going to ask.
So yeah, we have.
Someone's going to be looking for Ava pillows.
Thank you.
We start selling Ava pillows, it'll be a hot
Fantastic. So there's just so much you can do in the Star Citizen community. Machinima is just one of them. It's an amazing one. And obviously, all of the Bar Citizen events, Star Citizen events, travel for it if you can. And I just want to do a giveaway, but Nick is not here. Nick. Let's all chant.
Nick.
So, what we're going to do here is he back there?
He clearly doesn't work for State Farm.
All right.
Or all state.
So, I want to know, we have front row right here. And I've spoken to some of you, actually, especially this young man. What is one of the biggest takeaways you've had so far at Quantum Vegas? At Quantum Vegas.
It's the first time I've attended an event, and just the number of people I see who I've seen on screen but have never met in person. It's wonderful to just actually get and speak with everybody.
That's fantastic. So his first event, Star Citizen event. And would you say people that you've seen on YouTube or TV, whatever, that are here, are their personalities are the same from what you expected or different?
Yeah, most everybody's pretty genuine.
All right. Yeah, this is pretty genuine.
Except for you.
Except for me.
Always a different story.
Damn.
Trust me. Yeah. Living with me. Yeah. My son's gonna have an interesting life. So what we are going to be doing next, right, is giveaway. We can do another giveaway. All right. Wheels.
The wheel.
Wheel of morality. Turn. Anybody remember where that's from?
What number do you
I have an Argo mole.
171. We're going to try and speak it into existence again. 171. 171, y'all. See if Luke picks something up today.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yes, Animaniacs.
199.
199. 200 is pissed. Right where? Alright, I have a Mercury Star Runner. Oh my god.
No!
Spin that wheel. Alright guys, the louder it is, the longer it goes.
Spoon! 164. Damn.
Hey, here we go! Alright,
that's it. All right, I think we are like just 1 minute and 23 seconds ahead of schedule. Hope we're not in trouble for that. But we do have one more thing? One more thing? How many times do you like that? One more thing.
One more.
The Kraken gets released today.
Hey! You did say it.
Alright, I have one more.
I have a Mirai Guardian.
Oh,
Yeah. All right, spin that wheel.
171. Spin the wheel.
All right.
Spin, spin, spin.
233.
Throw it back.
All right, here we go.
I think we had a little bit of a break, right? Yes. Yes, so we have a break until 3. Oh, okay, if you have to go number 1 or number 2, you got time for both.
All
So
right.
take your time. All
All right, folks.
You can go to
So,
the bathroom.
as you heard, there's going to be about a 15-minute break. Oh, hold on. More giveaways? Yeah, I think we're going to stick around. More giveaways. Scratch that.
You can do it too. But,
Yeah.
we're going to drink. We've got.
Everybody
so
go.
why don't we pull the wheel back up and then we can do some questions.
Oh, fun.
So we got some trivia questions. Actually, we don't need the wheel. You trivia.
They've given away like 10 ships or something.
So,
Did I get the right shit?
Nobody heard that.
Oh.
What do you say? Kraken release? For sure?
So, this kind of threw me off a little bit, so give me a second. I'm trying to figure out what kind of question I want to ask you guys for the Drake Corsair.
Oh.
Duct tape not included.
Oh, we're going hard.
Actually, I have a good one that's Drake related.
There we go.
All right. If you think you know the answer to this one, come up front and come in line in order, and we'll go down the line. Who is the current CEO of Drake Interplanetary?
Quick. Google that fast.
Come on up if you know the answer.
Oh my god, I can't do it. My fucking phone's dead. Phone's dead. Who is the CEO of Drake Interplanetary? Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, people. Tell us, hurry up. We got one person jumping up there. Oh, there goes 2. Damn.
And your answer is? You are correct.
There it is.
Andon Arden.
It is Andon Arden.
so for these, come find me later to write the code.
That's the true Drake fan right there.
All right, it was first come, first served, I guess.
Glenn must be so pissed off in the back of Drake fan.
All right, for this next one, it's not a ship. It is an Elgato Stream Deck.
Oh.
This is brought to you by our friends at Icon City.
Yeah.
Nobody
Easy
says,
sponsors.
You know what? For those of you guys who don't know me, I'm Lexica. I'm the social media manager, so a lot of stuff that you see posted on our social media comes from yours truly. So for this one, I think I'm gonna make it. Oh gosh, so this one is a little bit personal, and I want to see who pays attention to our social media. So recently, we did a video introducing a fictional organization that is intended to preserve wildlife around the verse. If you think you know the name of this organization, come stand up here, and the first person to get it right will get this Elgato Stream Deck.
Oh, he's already there.
All right, what is the answer? You are correct.
Nice. Nice.
Your details on the back, and it'll be shipped to you. Very cool. Alright, here we go. Get some snacks, take a break, go to the bathroom, we'll be back.
All right, y'all. All right, so we'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes.
All right, real quick,
Next
real quick,
section of
real
the
quick.
show.
Before you go,
Oh.
I just want to say one thing to you. You all have been wonderful in scanning the QR code for Slido. We have one more QR code for you. And it's a QR code for an app called POV. POV.
Get it.
So the
after it.
QR code you see on the screen right now is for an app called POV. And what does that do? That allows us to share photos together. So if you scan that app, you'll be able to, across this event, which is, yesterday's Bar Citizen, today here at Quantum, the paid event, and then tomorrow at Brunch Citizen at Hashigogo, you'll be able to share up to 15 photos that you think reflect how you've captured the greatness of the event. And then after the 14th, after Sunday, you'll be able to share an additional 15 photos. What that'll do is allow us to have a really great perspective, your perspective, on the Quantum experience. So if you'll check out that QR code and check out POV and share how you've experienced Quantum, we would appreciate it. Have a great day.
All right. So short break, y'all. Little 15-minute break. Yeah. Oh, people are hammering it already, huh? Yep. So 15 minutes, we'll be back. We're going to utilize the free Wi-Fi because my other phone died, which I was using the Bluetooth connection on. But be back in a little bit, y'all, and we'll follow up with the next part of Quantum Vegas. We'll see y'all in a little bit, citizens.